On July 14th, 2011, Mike stopped breathing. I was there. I heard his last words. I saw him take his last breath. I gave him CPR and then watched in agony as the EMTs tried to revive him. I sat and I waited at the hospital with his family and watched his mother, who had lost her daughter a year earlier, hear the news that her only remaining child was dead. I was there for it all, his relapse, his shooting up, and now his death. I endured his suffering, but I would not endure hers too. Every time the phone rang for the next 6 months, the pit in my stomach would lunge, and a sensation of panic would rush over me. My chest would tighten, my heart rate would speed, and I wouldn't breathe until I saw who was calling. If it were her, the feeling would continue to strangle me. The knot in my chest would grow tighter. Do I answer and let her berate me again? Or do I click ignore and let it go to voicemail? The conversations usually started out pleasant as it can be to talk about the death of your best friend to his mother. Then something would trigger her, and she'd go off. She was trapped in misery, in hell, attempting to escape. I often sat there paralyzed by her words, unable to speak or move. I thought, hang up the phone, you don't deserve this, just hang up on her. But I couldn't disconnect her. She was the only part of him I had left. But how do I separate myself? In AA, when a friend relapses, the number one priority for other people needs to be protecting their own sobriety. I understood that I could be pulled in and relapse as well, or taken advantage of, or used, or hurt in other ways. But I didn't understand how you help someone by abandoning them. How do you step away and let them deal with it on their own? How do you sit there and watch someone kill themselves without intervening? How do you not feel guilty when you walk away? With Mike, the answers to these questions were lost. However, in dealing with the aftermath of his death, they became clear. As the phone rang, a lump formed in my throat. It was her. What more did she want from me? My shoulders were heavy, my heart felt weak. I had grown tired of answering her questions over and over and over again. I let out a deep breath and answered, only to be interrogated again. I patiently answered all of her questions and then waited. I had grown accustomed to the torment that would ensue. I closed my eyes and took another deep breath and braced myself for the backlash. I felt sorry for her. Instead of letting the negative feelings engulf me, I learned from this experience. I stayed positive and I believed in myself. I did everything I could have done and I know it. I went above and beyond for Mike. I was there for him when no one else was. I never yelled or got angry with his mother when she told me repeatedly that I killed her son. Instead, I understood her pain. I was hurt, but she was and still is more hurt than I could ever imagine. I learned to set boundaries with her and distance myself from the negativity. I learned that I am capable of experiencing real tragedy and that my world will not crumble. I learned how strong of a person I am capable of being. While this event is not positive in any way whatsoever, what I gained from it was. This event is a constant reminder of my growth and of the person I know I'm capable of being. While I'm not always able to set boundaries with people, be so sure of myself, focus on the positive, be strong and courageous, control my emotions, put others before myself, and countless other things. This experience reminds me that I am capable of doing all of these things. I am capable of being the person I want to be and acting in a way that I am proud of. Although this was a horrible situation and the aftermath worse, I do not regret the position I was in at all. I've learned that everything happens for a reason and that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.